cannot hesitate. We are athletes for Christ, man, we gotta go all out. We are athletes for Christ, man, we gotta go all out.
Welcome to the Athletes for Christ podcast. My name is Caitlin.
And I'm Treana.
Treana is a former cheerleader whose love has been really rooted deeply in God's word. And she served in youth ministry where she imparted to young adults and youth children about their gifts that God has given them and how to not just know their gifts, but also to use the gifts that God has given them in the world around them. She lives her life based off her favorite actor, Chadwick Boseman, with the quote, "When I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left and I could say I used everything you gave me." So Treana lives by this conviction and she convinces others to live by the same so that she gives everything that God has given her for his glory and for his purpose. So.
Yes. And Caitlin, she is a teacher in Gwinnett County. This is her 7th year. She is also an assistant sand volleyball coach with Georgia Beach, where she is supporting middle school athletes in their love for the game. She herself is a former high school and collegiate club player. Her playing career, however, was impacted by several concussions, but her passion for volleyball has not dwindled away, but has now been rooted in helping others reach their full potential. Through the years of working at summer camps and then helping with young athletes, she's discovered her joy of seeing players step outside of their comfort zone and build confidence pursuing the full potential that they have. Rooted in her lifelong faith at Victory Church, she brings a foundation of teaching, encouragement, and mentorship to every court that she steps upon. Read the first question. All right, Caitlin.
Yeah.
What encouragement would you give to young people who feel like their path hasn't gone the way that they hoped, but still want to live with purpose and impact?
Ooh. I would say that what I've learned, I can only say what I've learned. Mm-hmm. And what I've learned is don't focus on what didn't go your way, but focus on what God is putting your way. Mm-hmm. And so whatever God puts before you, that is your purpose. Yeah. Your goal is to glorify him, to bring people to see his love. Mm-hmm. And so anybody he brings around you, you're doing the job he's called you to do when you're showing his love, imparting who they are to them, and just taking one step at a time with what God has given to you, and not being so mixed up in what's not going right. Yeah,
that's good. I like the way that you said what is presented in front of you is what you're supposed to be doing. It gives the view that your mission field is essentially where you are. Yeah. And whatever that time is, you're there at the appointed time.
Yeah, because I think we can get caught up in the visions that God has given us. Mm-hmm. And so you want that vision to happen. Like, I know God has given me visions where I'm like, I just want this to happen. Like, why is it taking 5 years? Yeah. And God is like, what did I put in front of you right now? Why don't we start with that? Because if you don't do this task, then you can't do that task. Yeah. So it's almost like a step-by-step thing.
That was good.
All right, number 2. Both of us have faced moments where our path has shifted. Mm-hmm. How did God use those turning points to redirect your purpose?
Ooh, well, I think the thing for me is I just had to learn to accept change. Mm-hmm. I'm not someone that likes change or wants to embrace it. I am a planner. I plan my days, I plan my months, I plan my years. I have a plan of what I want to do in the next 5 years, but ultimately I know that can change itself. Right. The direction that I have may not be the direction that God is sending me. Mm-hmm. And so I think what I had to learn was that when I'm faced in a position where it's not going my way, I have to accept that. And then I need to kind of humble myself and ask God, where is it that I'm supposed to go? Because it's not easy to have to essentially get rid of your plan and accept a new one. And I think that it's important to also kind of mourn the loss of what it is that you wanted to happen, because you don't know what the future holds. Yeah. But that's the beautiful thing about going to God and accepting the plan that he has. Because I think about, dads trying to build a crib and they're not using the manual. They just kind of want to do it themselves. And then it's not going as planned because they're not going to the one that literally created that crib and is trying to tell you how to put it together. Right. God has gifted us life. He's put things in us. And we have to go to our creator, essentially look at the owner's manual to figure out how we're supposed to walk this path that he has for us, because he's ordering our steps.
Right.
And whether we like the direction that we're going or not, we know that in the end it's going to work out for our good. And that's the truth that I had to believe for myself when things weren't going my way.
Yeah.
And understand that change is okay.
Yeah.
And what God is trying to do is what is supposed to happen. And everything that I need, he's already placed in me. So I just need to keep going forward and trust him.
That's real talk. It's like new perspective. Like, I like you said mourning, because sometimes people like just tell people like, just let it go and move on. But if you just let it go and move on and you're not checking your heart, then you could be holding on to something into the next season that you didn't know you're blaming God for. So they do have to mourn.
Yeah.
Like, there's been a lot of times where I've had to be like, oh, dang, I'm going to cry for that.
Yeah.
Because once you let it go and you place it at God's feet, then he can give you his new perspective.
Yeah.
But you can't gain new perspective if you're already full of your own perspective. So I like that you said that.
I think it's also important because you have to recognize your feelings, and you're going to carry those feelings with you if you don't process them and deal with them. And those feelings, if they're not processed, can actually hinder you in the path or in what's coming up next. So you do have to recognize that they're there. Yeah. And you have to be able to say, you know, it didn't go the way that I wanted, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's real.
All right. So I know you talked about this already, but my favorite quote is about using every ounce of talent for God.
Yeah.
So what would you say that looks like for you to pour out everything that God has given to you?
I think it's just doing my best. Like, if I always think like, if like, no matter if I'm teaching or coaching, is if God was in the room, how would I treat what he's given me? Like, would he be pleased, like, seeing me just sit and just be like, oh, that person's got it? Or would he want to be like, see me using what he's telling me to do for others? Like, I need you to go help that kid. I need you to say this to that person. Because if you're not coming to do your best, then why are you doing it at all in the first place? Because God gives us his best. And so I always, even if it's on my worst days, it's okay to say, I'm having a bad day. Yeah. God, like, help me. But remember, he's always with you. So he's watching how you steward everything that he's given you. Are you complaining about it? Are you, what are you doing with that? Like, are you listening for him to tell you what to do next? Because if you don't, you can't pour out anything that you don't have, right? So it goes back to the morning thing. Like, he can't fill you up with something if you're holding on to other things. Yeah. So if I empty myself out and I lay that at his feet, okay, God, the task you've given me today, if you were in the room, how would I do it? I give my best because I want to please you. Yeah. Just as much as if my boss is in the room, I probably wouldn't be sitting on my phone like texting or doing all that. I would want them to see me doing the gifts, using the gifts God's given me. Yeah. So
I'm thinking of the phrase that we often say in church, that we live for the audience of one. Yeah. And I think that it's especially hard to do that when you have so many eyes on you at all times, whether it's your family, whether that's your friends, whether that's a coach or a mentor. People are always going to try to give you their opinions. But I think if you, in the end, just do things in the way that you know that God is watching you and you do it for him, it changes your whole perspective about why you're doing it.
Yeah, for sure. Doing it for him. Yeah. That stood out to me. Like, you have to do it for him. Yeah. It's the only thing that's going to keep you going. He gave you the breath.
That's true.
So use the breath, all you've got, for something good, not for something negative.
Yeah.
How have you navigated your singleness or your relationships through your journey?
Well, I think for me, I haven't dated a whole lot, but what I've really learned is to just value relationships. I've moved around quite a bit. Lived in Southern California, lived in Virginia, now living here in Georgia. But with all of that, I've learned that maintaining my relationships is one thing, but prioritizing them is another. Yeah. And I think that God has blessed me with an amazing group of people. It's not common to still talk to people that you were friends with as a kid. Yeah. Especially, you know, elementary school. That I don't think I know of a lot of people that have that group of friends still. Yeah. But I've been blessed in the way that I still have those friends, and they support me nonstop. They cheer for me. They get on me when I'm not on the path that I should be on. because they see something in me. And as my friend, even as my parents, like, it's their job to gently push me back onto the path that I should be on. When they see something in me, they say something, and then they say, "You need to go after that tree," or maybe you should hold off, or, you know what, let's think about this. Let's talk about this. And I really do appreciate them for that, because their consistency in my life has helped me get to the point where I'm at now. And it's made me want to do that for other people, because I see how God choosing your community is important and why he chooses the people that he does. Because for that season, or for multiple seasons, they're a blessing. And you remember those lessons, you remember those experiences that you have and that you make with those people.
That makes sense. So how have you pushed through staying faithful when you experience heartbreaks in the relationships? Or
I think for me, you know, I've gone through a lot in terms of like moving around. That itself is already hard. Like I said, I don't like change. So having to change my whole atmosphere that's around me, that was difficult. And then even down to like my parents getting divorced, like that was really, really hard for me. But the beautiful thing that my friends have helped me with, and not necessarily just by telling me, just their presence and being there supporting me, helped me get back on the path that I was supposed to be on. Even, for example, you helped me. I remember I was going through a situation where a relationship didn't work out the way that I wanted it to work out. And even your guidance of saying, hey, shift your focus back up to God, centered me, because it was easy to get caught up in the emotions of being angry, being sad, and letting those overwhelm me and then eventually overtake me. And it could have allowed for me to act out. But you shifting me back to God and putting my focus back on him is what helped me get through that. And then it changed my perspective, because it showed me, you know what? I do need to focus on God, because that's where my healing came. And then that's where I had peace. And then that's where I was able to keep going forward. So in a way, I saw how my friends are able to push me forward, but I see the value in friends that push you closer to God. Because it takes the reliance off of them and puts your dependence solely on your Heavenly Father.
Real talk. Well said.
Thank you.
Well said.
So, who has been a coach, leader, or mentor in your life that helped you see your potential?
I would say I have a lot.
You do.
Foundational wise, like, I really do think my parents, they were very big on telling us who we were in Christ. So like them naming us, like telling us what our name meant, it would always remind us of who we were. So when anybody would in elementary school would like call us out of our name, I would be like, okay, that's not who I am. This is who my mom and dad say my name means. This is who God says I am in his word. And so like from a young age, they would push me out of like, hey, you can lead this. You pray at dinner tonight. Or like, hey, what do you think, Caitlin? And then in sports, I didn't see how that could transfer in sports. Even though like they would tell me like, Caitlin, like you're a leader. And I would start to get in the mindset of, you're just saying that because you're my parents. So once you're just saying that because your parents came into my mind, that's when my coach took over. And so she was very big on seeing people and not just literally seeing the people right in front of her face. So like having her be able to be like, I see this in you. I know you don't like this position, but this is going to be the position for you. And just giving me small things like, Caitlin, you want to pray for our game? Pray for our game. Like, you want to lead this? Lead this. Like, she didn't push me or force me to do anything. She didn't even flat out come to me and be like, Caitlin, I see this in you. It was just like, I think you could do this. Let's try it. You know, and like when I failed, like she didn't like yell at me. She was just like, it's okay. We're going to do better again. We're going to keep trying. And like that patience pushed me to lead. It pushed me to be like, okay, it's not just my parents who see this. Other people see it too. So I could either choose to step in it or I could choose to walk away from it and hide. Because I'm very good at hiding. So, yeah, she, like her and my parents were huge in especially growing up to becoming an adult and walking in leadership. Like, just different people along the way that God has put to be like, I see this in you. has helped me a lot in encouraging me.
It's interesting that you brought up your parents having you pray at the table and then having the freedom to then pray for your game with your coach.
Yeah.
I don't feel like you see that often because you have your parents kind of instilling that in you at a young age.
Yeah.
And it's not that it was a requirement, but it was more that it was training you. And then they prepared you for a moment where you were going to be able to combine your faith and then combine it with your sport. And I think that was really cool in a way that I don't even know that a lot of people can see often. It's a little bit different because I went to a Christian private school and you're in public school. And I think prayer is not something that's prioritized in public school, but the fact that you had the freedom, but then also had the confidence to do it because it was something that was instilled in you at a young age, I think that that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. You just see that you need somebody to receive it, So,
yeah.
All right. We ready for a protein shake?
Yeah.
Cool. Beans.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Let me try it.
Cheers.
Yo, I actually really like this.
Oh, wow.
It's very light, but it's not overpowering.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good shake.
I don't usually drink a lot of protein shakes because a lot of them can be, like chalky. And then you kind of have that weird aftertaste, but this doesn't have an aftertaste at all.
No, I was just about to say that. You don't, sometimes it can be like that.
It's the right
Or,
sweet.
The aftertaste can be bad, like you said. And this is not, it's really good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It's like a strawberry milkshake. That's what it reminds me of. A light strawberry milkshake.
It's interesting because I've been in this little guava phase right now.
Yeah, you have. Too much.
I'm really liking guava right now, but I like guava because it's not super sweet.
This is good.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of shakes I will have, but
Yeah.
I would drink this every day. I'm not gonna lie on that one. This is really good. Plus I like the scripture.
Yeah, it's fitting.
It is.
My mom always says that the word will find you.
It found us.
And it surely found us.
I mean, yeah. So how have you dealt with comparison or just dealing with not liking where you're at and comparing yourself to other people?
How have I dealt with it, or how am I dealing with it?
It can be both.
I think that it's something that I'm still actively working on. You work on yourself consistently.
Yeah.
But for me, it's something that the Lord is definitely teaching me a lot in this season. Being, a young adult is hard, especially now, just because you have so many people telling you who you are, or even that transition out of high school and coming into college. There was the pressure of pick your major, and then what is it that you're going to do, or what is it that you're going to study? And I'm just trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing, or who I am.
One step, yeah.
And it's tough. I won't lie. There are a lot of times where I catch myself comparing, especially to people that I see online, even my friends, people that I went to school with as a kid. I see them doing crazy influencer things, getting flown out to different events, traveling to different countries. And obviously that's something that would be a great experience to have. But I think ultimately I've just had to accept the plan, and the plan that what God has for me is best. And things will come and things may never come, but everything comes at the appointed time. My mom prays a prayer every time that she gets in the car. And it's where I have learned to also pray when I get in the car.
Yeah.
But one thing that she says in her prayer is to help us get to our destination at the appointed time and the appointed hour. And I don't think that I fully understood that until I was an adult. And I learned she's not saying help me get to my destination, safely on time. She's saying, Lord, help me get to where I'm supposed to be when you called me to be there. Because you don't know what things you're going to have to deal with before you get to your destination, because those things that you've been through are what are going to grow you to get you to the next season.
Yeah.
And some things you won't even appreciate until you've been through the valley.
For sure. For sure.
So it's something that I'm still working on. I'm still learning about, but I'm curious to see what your perspective is on that. How are you dealing with comparison?
I think it's like you said, it's still a work in progress for me. I think the enemy always has me compare myself to people I'm the closest to.
Yeah.
And that's how he always slips up, because he doesn't like unity. And so, like, one of the things that I'm working on is just discontentment with comparison. I'm just seeing that it's caused a lot of discontentment, and it's blinded me to a lot of the things that God wants me to see in myself.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like walking through with God and asking him, like, what do you see in me that, or what do you see that I'm not seeing?
Wow.
Because right now my focus is all on, like, what you're doing, and like, why does she get to do that, and like, why does she have this many friends?
That's a hard
and,
one.
why have you blessed her with this? And God is like, and that's making your heart hardened for the things I've given you, and you can't even enjoy it because you're so busy focusing on comparing yourself to someone that you love, and you don't realize the enemy is tearing you apart. Slowly but surely. And so, like you said, like, it's one, recognizing it, and I think it does go back to community, because you've helped me a lot on this. Like, when I say something, it's almost like, why are you saying that? Like, what are you doing with that? And it when you have community that will point that out to you, it's like, oh, dang, God, like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to compare. Like, give me a new perspective. Help me to see it again. Like, it's like you said, it's one step at a time. And like, that's why we were talking about, like, this is like really big. Like, the Romans, like, when it's talking about hoping for what you don't have and waiting for it patiently, I'm very impatient. Because I'm like, don't show me something.
Love you though.
Don't show me something that's not coming. And God is like, just trust me. Like, I've heard that every single day in this season. Like, just trust me. Just trust me. And I'm like, I am trusting you. He's like, no, you're not. Like, you're seeing this person reach their season, but you're not seeing what they went through before then. And so I think it's easy for me to compare, especially in the role of being a teacher and being a new coach. Like, you're like, I want to be there. And you're like, you don't see what they've been through. You don't see what they did to get that coaching position. You don't see what they went through to get Teacher of the Year. And I think that a lot of the comparison, I don't know about you, but when I look at why I'm comparing myself to other people, I'm discontent. And I'm not appreciating what you've given me, Lord. I don't want it. I'm seeking something that God has not desired for me. And it's distanced myself from him. And it's caused me to be, when you sum it all up, it's like I'm looking for other people to see me. So a lot of my comparison is like, they're seeing them, but not seeing me. They know them, but they don't know me. And God is like, I see you and I know you. And if you just get in that mindset, you won't compare yourself to them. So that's helped me a lot, is recognizing what is the whole sum of what I'm comparing. I compare because I want to be seen. Other people may compare because they desire something that they didn't have. Which should be found in God anyway. So it is one step at a time.
What about your confidence? How would you say the comparison has affected your confidence?
I think it caused me to hide. Until you have someone like in your life like you who's like, I really feel like you've been the one that's like, why are you hiding? Like, I think you've done this to me, like, literally. Like, I've hid under my sheets and you've been like, okay, like, I'm still here. Like, why are you hiding? And like, that's literally been what God has like shown me. Like, why are you hiding from me? And I'm like, I'm hiding because like, I don't have that. I don't have that, or that. And that's comparison. I don't have this. I have this. And I've like, in this season, I've always been like, I don't have the words to say to people, but Tree has the words to say to people. Why can't I talk to people like she does? And you'll talk to somebody like, man, I really like, and you've done this. Like, I really like how you do this. And you're like, really? Because I've seen a lot of things I like about you. Like, and so like when I'm comparing, I notice that I hide a lot. And I'm not confident when God tells me, and you've seen this in this season where God tells me something and I'm like, I go to that person like, do you think God is telling me? Like, do you think God's telling you? It doesn't matter what I think. Do you think God is speaking to you? I think that's been very big in my life. Like, wanting people to see me has translated in not being confident when God tells me to speak. Why am I not speaking it? Is it because people are going to see me in a different light? Is it because it's going to affect how they see me? And so,
I think it's interesting you brought up the way that I speak, because I think that, growing up, the church I went to, like, they made you pray. It didn't matter how old you were and how good you felt you were.
Yeah.
And I like prayer is something that I'm still growing confidence in. And I've, compared myself to you. And it's interesting that you are talking about comparison with me in terms of the way that I speak. And I'm comparing myself to you in the way that you pray. But we're helping each other through it at the same time. I don't feel like that's...
I think that's why the relationship works, because, like, you do need somebody in your life where, like, I do think we're different in many ways, but I also think that the beauty of this relationship is I've seen God, like, you're dealing with something and God's like, hey, you have the answer to that. I've already taught you that. Tell that person that.
Yeah.
Like, and I've seen that a lot in our relationship where it's like, you are doing this just in this way.
Yeah.
It's that seeing aspect. Sometimes you need somebody to point it out to you. You are doing this.
Yeah.
I see it. I want that. You may not think you have it, but I want that. Like, it's just a different ballgame. And I think you have to be content. Like, you're not always going to be on the same path. You have different family. You were raised differently.
Yeah.
I was raised differently in a different area.
Yeah.
Like, you have to, I think people have to realize that. Like, you're obviously not going to be the same. So when we're like, oh, we connect. We have similar things. Like, yes, we have similar things, but we're very different.
Yeah.
In many ways.
Yeah.
In many ways. But it's the difference that when we come together, like we did, and, like, God is like, you're going to speak this and you're going to speak this.
Yeah.
It's the same way, but it's in a different way of how we speak it. And it's only... It was really cool to see that, because it's like, I could be saying I like the way you speak, but God just used me to speak next to you. Yeah. And even the things that he's shown us in the future, it's like, oh, dang, like, no wonder God would attack how you speak, how I pray, because it's needed for the vision that he's given us. So that is pretty interesting. Yeah.
You have a piece of a puzzle. Thinking of like a puzzle, like you have your piece and I have my piece, and you can't see the full picture unless you put your pieces together. Not saying that anyone's lacking in anything. And I think that's the hard thing when it comes to comparison. You're feeling like you're lacking in something, but you're not. You may have a piece of something that someone else has to work with you in, and then the two of you partner together to get the result that you need. And I'm blessed that, you're my partner in the in the way that we're able to conquer the things in seasons.
Seasons, deep seasons.
That, we've been challenged with, but I also see that as a beautiful thing, and just trusting God and the appointed time, because I don't think that even 10 years ago, had we had been friends, that I would have appreciated the way that our friendship is now. Because we have been through a lot of things, and I really do appreciate the guidance that you've given me, because I've learned a lot, and I think that you've even helped me with the confidence to do things and go after the things that I would not have gone after or said. But I really do appreciate that, so thank you.
No, for sure. Like, I would say the same as with you, though. Like, I think especially in this season, when I feel like there are going to be seasons where you feel like it's just you and God, and then God's like, oh, there's that person too. Like, and I think that's been my season, where it's been like, God, like, I don't know. And then he's been like, he's had you be like, Caitlin, you do know. Go for it. Like, and I think that's helped me a lot. And that's something that I appreciate about you, is that you help me go for things that I may not be confident in going after, or I may not be confident in saying, because of the responses that I've gotten back. And you've helped me not hide and be like, no, this is who you are. Like, and then in a little sister kind of way, like, forget about what they said. Like, I think so many times you've been frustrated with just the aspect of me being like, they said this. And you're like, yes, they did. They said that.
Yeah.
But that's not, like, so that's helped me a lot in my life. So I appreciate that about you.
Yeah.
You're like the sister I've always wanted.
I was an only child.
See, my prayer got answered just years later.
And that's what I mean about the appointed time. That's exactly what I mean.
That's true. I'd probably still be running if you came 10 years ago. I mean, it's just a fun time.
Yeah.
You just gotta wait for it patiently. Patience is key.
Patience.
Patience with guava.
Yeah. Like my mom says, the word will find you.
Well, you said guava is light, right? And gentle. Yeah. Just like how God was with us, like in our relation. And is. He's very patient and gentle. Like, he knows we compare. He knows that we lack confidence, but his strength is strong in our weakness.
Wow.
And so that's basically what I saw when you were talking. Like, I feel weak when I pray, but the only reason you see the strength is because you see God when I pray.
Wow.
You feel weak when you speak, but the only reason I see that you're speaking is strong is because I see God when you speak.
Wow.
So, like, that came into my head, and I was like, oh, that does make sense.
You
Okay,
just
God.
changed my whole perspective.
The things you're comparing because you're seeing God in their weakness.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Yeah, I changed my perspective 2 seconds ago when you showed me that.
God speaks.
He does. He does. But
That was crazy.
I need this every day, though. This is really good. I'm not gonna lie. Can I like buy a case of it?
We're back. So you were talking about, you know, your parents and your coach really helping you with just seeing the potential that was already in you. So how do you carry that forward with the next generation? I mean, you're coaching. So what does that look like?
I think it's twofold because how I coach is from the perspective of what I didn't have.
Wow.
And what I did have. It's both of them put together. So because I had coaches and my parents who spoke who I was to them, that does come up when I hear like kids in class being like, I'm just not good enough because I failed. Or like you see a girl, like I was talking about you about a girl last week.
Oh yeah.
Who like was confused as all get out, but nobody was taking the time with her. And so I'm like, okay, God, I'm gonna go over there because I would have wanted somebody to do the same thing. So I think that, yes, I'm able to see that's not who you are. This is who you are, and speak to their identity.
That's true.
But also, I coach from a place of what I didn't get that I wanted. Yes, I had a good high school coach, but I did not have a lot of other coaches that were good. And so in seeing them just rush through and not take the time with people, just like teachers when I was growing up, I struggled in teaching. I struggled in volleyball. So crazy how the things I struggled in, God put me to lead over.
Important others.
Right. And so like, because I didn't have many teachers, I had some teachers that took the time with me. Because I didn't have a lot of coaches, I only had 1 or 2 coaches that took the time to see the best of me. It caused me to be like, okay, I'm going to create more leaders that do see the best in other people. So like, I love that the place I assistant coach for, at the end of everything, they will have a girl say something good that they saw someone else doing. Okay. So it takes the weight off of me being like, what did you see them doing? Yeah. Like encourage each other, you know, like you can't like, you have to like force it out of little girls. Like I don't have to do that because that environment already cultivates that. But in the classroom, how that looks like is constantly, I'm like, okay, this is who you are. I'm so glad to see you. You are such a great leader. I love how you do this. Like it's just little things that I've used from them to raise the next generation. And even with my kids, like I've told you, like, I'm going to do the same thing my parents did where it's like, this is what your name means. Your name was intentional. Think about what that looks like to walk in that. So, no.
Well, you know, I like that point that you made about it's already cultivated in them. It's really like training up the next generation of leaders to lead. You know, that scripture in the Bible talks about like, if you're a leader, lead. It doesn't say go do this. Doesn't go say don't do this. It says go lead. That is your gift. Go do it. And that's literally what you're imparting in the younger generation is in your students, in your players. It's I see this. I'm gonna help you with this, but then go do it. Take the initiative to do it. And that's,
because it happens. Like we're actually in that season in my classroom where, like, for the first month, I'll do it for them. Like I'll pick up the trash. I got you. Or I'll give them a hug if they need a hug. And then like we literally last week, like I saw trash on the floor and I was like, all right, leaders, what do you see that's not right? And they're like, oh, there's a pencil on the floor, or there's like trash right there. Like, you know, so-and-so's crying. And I'm like, all right, well, I don't know if you realize, but for a month I modeled that for you. And you should naturally see that that's probably the best thing to do is go hug them. when I can't because I'm working with my other students.
Yeah.
Or the best thing to do is probably pick that up when I can't because I'm on the other side of the classroom.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think that that's helped a lot because there are some kids that have come back to my classroom after I've taught. And, like, it's crazy to see the night and day difference.
Yeah.
Like, you'll see just the two of them go, oh, we got it.
Yeah.
Oh, we got it. You know, like, I was doing Accords for Digital Learning Day. And the girl that I used to teach, she was like, hey. Like, she didn't even ask me. She was like, here you go. Like, she just handed me the chords. And I was like, oh, my gosh. And then her friend was like, oh, did she need help? And she was like, yeah, just come. Like, the people I've already taught to do it from kindergarten, years later, are still doing it.
Yeah.
Because you do it, so they do it. They see you care, so after a while, they're like, well, then we're going to care too, because this is how we are. So it's interesting to see the circle.
You know what that is?
Full circle?
Discipling.
Discipleship. Oh, I love that word.
Yep. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
But also, you know, it connects to shepherding, which is one of your spiritual gifts.
Yeah. Yeah, which is crazy because teaching is like, it's down
servanthood.
It's down to you. And then discipleship is like right here. It's like, okay, so like, do you not like teaching? But no, I think the only reason that discipleship is big for me is because that's what my parents did.
Yeah.
Like, they discipled us on, okay, this is how you lead a Bible study. This is how you study the Bible and then teach others about the Bible. Like, it was ingrained in me to help others with what I was taught to do.
Yeah.
So it just comes naturally to be like, oh, here, you know, you got this. So, I mean, I guess I see what you're saying. It's part of my gifts.
It is.
I receive the gifts. It's hard to receive the gifts at times because it's not a gift that you don't see the fruit of that gift until later. And like, for me, it's very hard. Like, especially as a teacher, or like even now I can see this happening as an assistant coach. When you don't see what they become later on. Unless they come back to you. And so like, I think I've pushed that gift off a lot of times because it's a planting seed kind of gift. You just don't see the fruit until they either come back to you or you see them in heaven. But I've come to terms with it. It's fine. I'll say I'm a disciple.
You are.
And I disciple others.
You are.
Thank you. I received that.
Good job.
All right, so speaking of, what does winning look like now for you? It's a two-part question, so I'll start with that one.
Winning now.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's something that came from cheer, which is actually crazy to think about. As a cheerleader, it's literally your job to cheer for the team. And it gave me a unique perspective because you're cheering knowing that your team may not win.
Yeah. You're like,
but you have to keep going. And you have to keep pushing. Literally go, fight, win. Even though you know they're not necessarily going to win the game.
Yeah.
But they may win in other things. You don't know what that practice was like or how that play worked out actually on the field. And if they did what they were supposed to do, that's a win. So it helped me see the positives in things. Even on the cheer end of things. If we nailed a stunt, and I was base. So being a base, like, it's a lot of strength because you're pushing up someone else, but also you have to be very careful because that is a person that you're lifting into the air. You're throwing that person up. And you don't want to, you know, be part of the reason as to why that person may have an injury. So to me, winning, we nailed that stunt. Even though the team may not have won, our routine was flawless, even though we didn't win the championship.
Yeah.
It's shifted my perspective to see the positives in things. You know, I love gratitude journals. I just love journaling in general, but that gratitude journal really did help me not just see it, but also embrace it and act it out. Because even in the hardest of days that I had to find 7 things, 7 things every day that were positives. So if I had a bad day at work, I am thankful that I have a job. That's a win.
Yeah.
If it was stressing because of something going on with family, well, I'm thankful that I have family and they're, you know, still here with me. Not everyone has that opportunity to have a close relationship with their family. So it helped me find the little things in life that are wins. Even though there's always going to be opportunities for improvement, on the other side of things, I saw that there's always going to be wins. You just have to open your eyes and see that.
Yeah. I wish I had that. I think that it's different as on the athlete side.
Yeah.
Of like on the court, the ones you're watching and cheering on. Because like for the longest, I feel like volleyball created a perfectionism spirit within me. Like you don't do well, you sit.
Yeah.
And you gotta cheer. And if I wanted to be a cheerleader, I would have been a cheerleader.
Yeah.
And so like I had to show up and be my best at practice. I had to show up and be my best at school when it was time to play the game. Because if I failed as the setter,
Yeah.
then the whole court was messed up.
Yeah.
And so like I think it created this perfectionism in me. But like to your point of like the gratitude, I've learned that I may not journal. I may not journal. I may not write 7 things down. But what has helped me, I realize that I'm not grateful when I take down pictures of people. Or I don't want to see things like that I'm used to seeing over and over again.
Okay.
So when I have it before me as like a picture, like my family or obviously my school, like I'm attending school. So I see my school, I see my students. So when I see it, then I can be grateful. And like sometimes as a teacher, as someone who plays a sport or whatever, and you know this, like your day can be gone.
Yeah.
So like I'm exhausted by the end of the day. So just looking up and be like, oh, okay, there's that picture. Okay, I'm thankful for that person. Or like I'm sitting in my car.
Yeah.
Like I'm thankful that you protect me coming and going has helped me also.
Yeah.
And being the same way, just I don't write it down.
Yeah.
I see it.
I have to write so I don't forget.
Yeah, no, I'm exhausted at the end of the day. So I'm like, I'll see it and I'll be thankful. And if I'm not thankful, it'll show because I'm trying to run away from it.
I see.
That's just me though. That's just. How has your definition of success shifted from your younger years to today?
Through that gratitude journal, it shifted to see what success actually means for me. To me, being successful is not having the most money, is not having the fanciest job. It's not living in like the biggest house or driving the nicest cars. It's not what society is saying is successful. To me, successful is doing the things that God has for me. Even if it doesn't look the way I envision, it's accepting his plan and saying, God, you did that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the beautiful thing is you got to be a part of that. But then also I look around and I'm able to see the people that I have with me. So even like moving here wasn't necessarily something that was a part of my plan. But in the end, I gained a family and a community of people that I would have never met had God not brought me here.
Yeah.
And so I see that he orders my steps and then he brings me to people that I can partner with and then walk on that journey of life alongside. And so to me, that is success, because although it didn't go my way, although I wasn't a fan of having to make that shift in my life, I see why he did it. And I count that as a win.
That's important.
So it's not easy to have to, shift and eventually have to find that whole thing of like, oh, well, the world is saying this, but you're saying this. It's not easy because you're navigating 2 different things that aren't the same by any means. But I'm grateful that he's, through helping me see the positive things that I can be grateful for, he's helped me see how I am successful, despite the fact that I don't drive a Ferrari or a Lamborghini.
Oh my gosh.
The fact that I don't live in this huge house in a gated community with a waterfall pool.
Yeah.
And that's hard coming from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
That's all you see.
Right.
Oh, that's what you think that you see. But when you're there, that's not really the reality of things. Success is a family of 5 who are happy, who love each other, who are walking out in the ways that the Lord has ordered their steps.
Yeah.
And once you accept that, I think you're able to see what success means for you.
That's real. Just doing the things that God has told you to do. It goes back to your quote, like, can I say that at the end of the day, I gave everything that God gave me to give to others?
Something that I strive for.
Yeah. I like that.
So just like athletes train their bodies, how do you train spiritually to stay disciplined, resilient, and ready for what God's calling you to?
I'm gonna be honest. I can be. There is a point. The easy answer is spend time with God.
Yeah.
Right. But when you're tired, it's not as easy as an answer.
No.
And like in this new season, God is showing me, Caitlin, you don't have to literally come to me in the morning, pray, worship, do everything all in that one sitting.
Yeah.
I'm satisfied if you just sit with me.
Yeah.
And like that is becoming my new normal. And a lot of what they're talking about at church is just like finding God in the everyday.
Yeah.
And I think that has been something that I'm striving to do because it was in the spirit of religion where I was like, I got to read my word. I have to worship. I have to pray. If I don't do that, Lord, like I feel like a failure. Like, and he's just been like, I called you to be still today and you didn't do that.
Yeah.
And so like, it's just listening for how he wants to spend time with me. Like when I'm spending time with you, I don't just go like, hey, we're going to do this today. And like, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like it's, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Like, I feel like the same is what God is trying to do in this season with me. Like, Caitlin, I want to just sit with you and listen to the song and just hear you sing your worship song to me. Yeah. Like, or I want you, like, sometimes I'll wake up and you'll be like, how are you? And I'm like, you know how I am. I feel this way. And he's like, okay. Like, sometimes he just wants to hear how I feel.
Yeah.
And so just in developing consistency, the Caitlin before this season would have told you, like, I wake up, I pray, I worship, I read the word. And God is teaching me, yes, those are good. But what happens when I just want you to read the scripture and meditate on it?
Yeah.
Or what happens when I just want you to sit in this worship song and listen to the lyrics that I put on your heart when you woke up? And that's been the beauty of defining my relationship with him in this season. Like, what is it that you want us to do this morning?
Yeah.
And sometimes he's really gracious. He's like, Caitlin, I understand that you don't have the strength to stand and like pray while standing.
Yeah.
But I know that you can give me one prayer sitting down, you know? And so I think that that's been something, and I think that our generation needs to know too. If God is more happy if you sit in his presence than if you did a checkbox off of, I did this, and this. Because if you're not gaining anything, if you're not leaving that with peace, and you're leaving it with, oh my gosh, I have all these things to do today, you did something wrong.
Yeah.
And your legalism is what got you to that spot instead of you just having a true relationship with him.
Yeah.
So that's just been something I've learned. Just be still and ask God what he wants.
Yeah.
It doesn't always have to look like putting him in a box of doing those worship, prayer, and reading your word. So
it's understanding what it means for you.
yeah, it is, because I've been more satisfied with him telling me what a Bible verse has meant lately. Whereas growing up, I was really satisfied with just worshiping him all the time. So when I got to a season where I felt like exhausted to even do that, he was like, that's okay. I have a message for you in this word that you're about to dissect with me. And this is how I see that. And this is how it connects to that. And it's been really cool. It's hard because I don't like to stay still, but
Yeah.
it's been good.
No, I get that. I don't like to stay still either. You actually tell me to chill out
Just
a
chill.
lot.
Just chill.
Just rest.
It's okay. And God brought it back around because he's like, you know how you told her to rest? Yeah, I'm telling you to do the same thing. Like, just rest. But in society, it's not. They don't really encourage resting as much.
Yeah.
They encourage taking care of yourself, take care of yourself, take care of yourself. They say it, but the action doesn't show that they truly want you to take care of yourself. Where God is saying it, and he's like, I'm pleased with you if you just sit with me and rest. Because you don't, like, you have to get your mind to be calm in order to do that. Yeah. So whether that's me going outside or working out or walking or talking with somebody, like, God's going to show up. And yes, I'm going to still put him first. When I wake up, I'm still going to say, God, I thank you for today. I thank you for waking me up this morning, because you didn't do that. You didn't have to do that. Yeah. But I'm not going to go back to the legalistic, I have to do these 3 before I go.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Even Jesus went into the wilderness to rest. So,
take
a break.
Take a break. It may feel like the wilderness, and when you're in the wilderness, take a break.
Yeah.
But that's where he's met a lot of people. When you think about Sarah's mistress, is that her? Hagar.
Yeah.
God met her in the wilderness, and God used that.
Yeah.
In one of my seasons I was going through, he was like, I see you. And he brought that story up, and I was like, wow. Like, how many times did we go through the wilderness and we're like, God, where are you at? Right? Like, and God is like, well, just like her, I I'm here
Yeah.
in the wilderness. I was with Jesus when he fasted and prayed alone.
Yeah.
I'm with you now. Like, and I don't think we realize that. You see a lot of times in the word where God was with somebody in the wilderness.
Yeah.
And in the wilderness, you literally feel like nothing you can do is ever good enough. Which is actually where I think God wants you to get to.
Yeah.
Where you're like, you have to, there's no way that you can ignore me.
Yeah.
You can't ignore our arms stretched out for you.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm here. Whenever you're ready, I'll just sit. Whenever you call my name, I'll be there. And that's what I've learned. Like, you're so stressed about being in the wilderness and you're seeing this is not working and this is not working, but you're not ever seeing me sit right by you when you're crying.
Yeah.
You're not seeing me tuck you in at bed at night, like things like that. So just encouragement, like you said.
Yeah.
He's there in the wild wilderness.
Known to go
In the
outside, but you
jungle.
just need to chill out sometimes.
Show up.
Yeah.
That's real talk.
Yeah.
I like that. So you've talked about your experiences of moving around a lot.
Yeah.
How have your experiences in your youth shaped your confidence and disciplined you and just shaped how you serve others?
I think its starting point, it was from my parents. My dad played baseball and then eventually went to college to play baseball. And he then decided that he was going to shift and then go into the military. And he wasn't like a super tough parent, but he was tough enough.
Yeah.
He did have that militant backing of things to where, like, even on Saturdays I didn't sleep in. I was waking up at 7 a.m. to go train because that's what his mentality was.
Yeah.
You work hard and then it pays off.
Yeah.
And so that's where I got disciplined. And then my mom on the other side, she was a little bit gentler. She was always encouraging me. But I also saw that the way that she served other people, and then her phrase for everything. It does not matter whether it's work, whether it's family, whether it's just a game. She's always going to say, teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah.
And I know it's not her phrase, so I'm not sitting here saying that my mom came up with that phrase. But it is a phrase that's important because it helped me see that we are all on a team, whether you play sports or not. We're all working for the same thing if you have the same vision. And so those two things instilled in me helped me become confident in the things that it was that I needed to do. But then it also gave me people to go back to when I was lacking confidence and I needed a pep talk, because I knew that my dad was going to encourage me, but I also know that he was going to work with me.
Yeah.
And I know that my mom was going to remind me of why I was doing what it was that I was doing. Because it's easy to give up and just say, you know, this is too hard. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do it. And it's funny because when it came time for me to try out for cheer, I actually didn't tell my mom. She found out, not through me. And she came to me and said, Treana, there were cheer tryouts? And I said, yeah, they had been over. And she came to me and said, don't you want to try out? And I said, yeah. And she said, why? And I told her, I'm scared. It's funny because for years it was something that I had wanted to do, but then I was faced with that reality of actually having to take that step out and do it.
Yeah.
And I was scared. And my mom so gently said, if this isn't at the time, you'll know, but you have to at least try. So she called the coach, who coincidentally was my first grade teacher, and told her what the situation was. And my teacher said, okay, we'll set up a time for her to come and try out.
Wow.
But not only did she do that, she also gave me a partner to work with. So she allowed for someone who was a year ahead of me to basically teach me all of the routines to help me prepare for all of the things that I had missed. So in the situation where I wanted to run and just say, I don't want to do it anymore and just kind of like bow out of it, my mom said, no, we're going to make this happen for you because this is what you want. And if it's not the right time, God's not going to allow for it to happen. And then my teacher, on the other hand, and then eventually my cheer coach, she said, no, I see it in her. She can do it. I'm going to help her get to that point. So between my dad, my coach, my mom, they all were supporting me and pushing me in the direction that they saw. Even the partner who then became my cheer sister, she helped me as well because I had never cheered in an environment where I was supporting a team.
Yeah.
To me, it was all just fun. And she said, you can have fun. Let that be what you're doing it for. But also understand you have the skill.
Yeah.
You just have to cultivate it, and you just have to work on it, and you'll perfect it. But that comes with time. And so when I got to the tryout, I had full confidence to then go ahead and give it my best shot. And I did, and I made the squad. And I was so grateful for all of them for being instrumental in that process, because if it hadn't been for that simple conversation with my mom, and then my mom reaching out to the coach, and then the coach reaching out to my cheer sister, I would not have been on the squad, and I wouldn't have never seen what they saw in me. And I would not have had the confidence to go after the things that I wanted, because whether it sounds small, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
You're in front of a lot of people when you're cheering, and everyone's looking at you. There's also the reputation that cheerleaders have. But it was that small token that I had in life that helped me have confidence to go after other things. But also it showed me that you're going to also have the people right there with you to lead you and support you and push you when you was kind of want to give up and get to the level that you're supposed to be.
I think that you just said the key that I got. Like, it really was pushing. Like, and no matter what, like, if anybody ever look at their life, somebody had to push them. Yeah. Somebody had to. It was either a forceful push, a gentle push, a nudge. There was some motion that was pushing somebody to get to that spot. And I think that sometimes we can ignore those people or overlook those people. Yeah. But it is very true. Like, you had somebody in your house, you had somebody at school, you had people positioned, ready to pass the baton off to each other. Okay, I can't do this while she's here, so you do it. You encourage her. And I think that it's the right time when God has different people positioned and able to help you and see you through it. Because you're talking about your coach, like, helping you and giving you a sister. That happened to me in volleyball. Oh, wow. Well, when I came in, my mom knew the science teacher that my brother was like a teacher. It was my brother's teacher. Okay. And so she was like, oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. She's like, yeah, I got my daughter here. And what she didn't tell her was, like, I got my daughter here, and I gave her a choice. Volleyball or color guard. And this girl chose volleyball, so here we are. Like, and it was because that she knew that teacher, her daughters had been playing for years. And they took me under their wing. And they taught me volleyball. And they were patient enough when I was, like, shacking the balls everywhere. They're like, it's okay. So, like, that reminded me of that. Like, there's always going to be somebody that's going to help you. Yeah. Either you're going to receive the help and and know that they're partnering with you and you're not alone, or you can ignore it and just run away. Yeah. But if you run away, know that you're missing out on what God wants for you to see in you. And it's okay. He'll bring it back around. But in that moment, you're missing it. Yeah. And you don't want to miss out on what God has for you to grow you. And now look at you. You cheer other people on to see their gifts, use their gifts. See, it's a full circle moment.
It is. And I appreciate that, because it helped me in a way that I did not think.
I didn't see the other one. I didn't see that one.
So, last one.
All right.
So, sports, teacher, and ministry can all put pressure on results. How have you learned to anchor your identity in Christ instead of performance?
I think identity for me has not come until this season. Like, I felt like my identity, and when you're in a sport, your identity is you wake up, eat, sleep, that sport. Yeah. That's just how it works. So, like, for me in elementary school, my identity was I'm a dancer. Yeah. And then when it became middle school, I was like, I don't know what I am. I'm a Girl Scout person. And then high school was like, I'm a volleyball player. It's what I do. Right? And then when volleyball ended and I graduated, I'm in college sitting around staring at a wall. Yeah. I was like, I don't know. I don't know what I am. So what I did was I trained my mind to say, you're still a volleyball player because you're going to go play volleyball over here and there. And it wasn't until, I would say, definitely 2 weeks ago. So years later, where God is like, okay, let me restate what your identity is. You're my daughter. And you're not what you're doing. Yeah. You're who you belong to. And you belong to me. Wow. And this whole life, you've been trying to put it in this person, this sport, what you're doing and teaching, and that's not working out for you because you keep allowing those things to stress you out. So when you fail at that one thing, then you feel like you failed at life without seeing, okay, I may have fallen short and my kids may have failed this one test, but that doesn't mean that I'm a failure. Yeah. And so now when I fail, because that's why I've had it on my phone. Like you're like, you change your phone screen every week.
You do.
But like I have it on my phone to remind me, okay, Caitlin, you know, this kid just screamed at you. It's okay. You're a daughter of good God. Like you're gonna move on. Like, and even when parents fall short, like he's like, hey, yes, then you disappointed them. Remember, you're still my daughter.
Yeah.
Like that didn't happen until recently. Like God had to move me out of this comfortability with doing things and keep continuing to play for people and get people to see this kind of Caitlin. And he's like, all right, just stop that.
Yeah.
And so now I can rest in knowing I'm a daughter of God.
Yeah.
Crunch time!
Catch the ball. Answer fast.
Cardio or strength training?
Cardio.
Cardio for sure. Oh, sorry. I'm tossing. I'm so sorry.
Okay,
She's like, what the heck? Oh my God.
tacos or dumplings?
Ooh. Tacos.
Tacos for sure.
What's a better self-defense weapon? A pickleball paddle or a baseball glove?
Pickleball paddle.
Yeah, for sure. Pickleball paddle.
You forgot to wash your uniform and it's stinky. Stinky socks or smelly jersey?
Smelly jersey.
I'm gonna have to say stinky socks because I don't want people to smell me like that.
Popsicles or slushies?
Oh, slushies for sure.
Definitely a slushie.
Yeah,
For sure.
we bonded off of slushies.
Vanilla or chocolate?
Vanilla all the way.
Same. Vanilla for me.
Strawberries or blueberries?
Oh, strawberries.
I feel like I'm copying you. For sure, strawberries. Thanks for watching us. I hope you enjoyed the conversation today. To keep in touch, you can follow me at Treana Jada on Instagram.
And you can follow me at Caitlin Turner 13 on Instagram.
See ya.
Bye, y'all.
Is he the hell or the heaven gates? We gotta grow bold, man, we cannot hesitate. We are athletes for Christ, man, we gotta go all out. We are athletes for Christ, man, we gotta go all out.